Okay, you guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to create cylinders. And so again, I had labeled it. This one you can see from the side. This one's also going to be the side, but they're different positions. And then this one's going to be from above. I think it would actually be super helpful to see this one first. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with that one. Okay. Similar to when we're making pyramids, we're going to go ahead and start with an X by going corner to corner. So just like this. And then right here. The thing about cylinders is they have circles. We haven't learned how to make circles. And so this is actually going to help us find our circles. So from right here, we now see where the two lines intersect, which is in that point there. So we're going to line up our rulers. And now we're going to create that dotted line. As well as that dotted line. And so now essentially, this is telling us where the curve of the circle is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to connect it. Okay guys, so you'll notice that I didn't bring the circle all the way up here. That's because as I started to turn my page, I started to realize, oh, you know what? It's actually going to make it look a little bit longer. And so because this is a rectangle, and so we want to avoid that. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. And that's what these lines let us do. It lets us kind of mess around with how large or how small we want to make the circle. And so again, just rotating my paper and always drawing it very lightly. Okay, from here, what we're actually going to do is this line here that tells us where the middle of our cylinder is going to be, we are going to line it up over here. And we are going to create basically like a dotted ray. This is just telling us where the center of our cylinder is going to be. And then same thing right here. We're going to line this up right here with the ray. Right, this is right here. Okay, and so now we're going to go ahead and this edge there, we're going to make kind of like a dotted line. That's a dotted ray. Okay, what this is telling us is this is where the curve is going to be and where it's essentially going to stop. Okay, so this is that curve. It's this shape here. And then all we have to do is on the edges, we just go ahead, we line it up, we line it up over here. And then right here, we're just going to turn it into a nice soft curve. Then over here too. Okay. And so it does look a little strange. Again, we don't get to see all of the faces since we're using just the regular technique. So it's going to look a little bit strange at different positions, but this is essentially correct. Okay. It should look something like that. Then we can go in and we can kind of darken the lines once you feel a little bit more comfortable doing that. And I'm going to just clean it up there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we are going to jump over to this one here. And I'm going to go slightly there. Okay. We're going to have it laying this way. So over here, we're going to draw the X. Corner to corner, corner to corner again. Okay, now that we've found the midpoint or where they both intersect, we can go ahead, line up your rulers, you guys. Make sure that it's a nice straight line. Okay. And then when we are doing this middle one, you always want to line it up to the vanishing point. Okay, so now this is telling us, okay, this is where it's curving. And this is essentially what it's going to kind of look like. All right, from here, we're going to go ahead, this line, this one right here, the midpoint, we're going to go ahead, just a dotted line right here. This is the other midpoint. Okay, essentially what this is doing, it's telling us where the curve is going to be. And then we're going to go in, and quite honestly, I think I'm going to make mine about this, about right here, and then about right here, the edges of where that circle are. This is essentially our cylinder. And so all we're going to do is then connect here to make a nice rounded space. And we know that this is correct because this side that is closer to the vanishing point is always going to appear smaller or more narrow versus the side over here. So this looks a lot more widened, it looks more curved. That is accurate. That is because this one is further away from the vanishing point. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and jump over here. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is very, very narrow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to fix this top part. I'm going to erase that. And then all I'm going to do here is recreate that top portion. Okay, and so this is essentially what it looks like. From here, it's going to be corner to corner, corner to corner, then we have the spot that they both intersect, and then we have about right here. Okay, and so then this right here is the middle. And so now we can go in. We're drawing almost essentially like an oval. Okay. And I'm actually going to move this so that you guys can see. Okay, you can make it larger if you want. Sometimes that looks a little strange. It looks a little strange now, but again, because it's so tall and it's getting near the horizon line, it's starting to get thin that way too, so more narrow. Okay, from here, we're gonna go ahead. This is where the edge is. This is where the edge is over here. And then about here, this is the middle point. So we're gonna go right here. This is where it's going to be the most curved. Okay, so this is telling us where the curve is going to kind of dip the furthest down. Okay, and so now this is essentially what it should kind of look like. And so why don't you go ahead and experiment on your own?